One of my absolute favorite things about Raid Shadow Legends as a game that not a lot of the other games in its class can do is talk about in-game and how diversified the champions can be. Even if you all have Uugo, and most of you should be able to get Uugo relatively easily if you would like. There's a way to do that just by clicking my link in the description box down below. Most of you will have Uugo built a way or another way or this way, but not always the same way. Not only are there the 6 artifacts, you also have the various accessories, the rings and all of that. There are all of the relics that you can equip her with, and there are quite a few. There are 5 different categories of blessings you can add to Uugo. Sure, there is a good one and a best one, but maybe not the best for you and your team. And then finally, you have the masteries, which are a way to further customize your Uugo or Supreme Gallic or Alice or Armands or whoever with offensive, defensive, or greater support abilities, depending on your best use case, where you're trying to use the champion Uugo. And in this video, I want to talk to you a little bit about a tool that you can use to help plan out your leveling of this champion and more. What is up, Raiders of Teleria? My name is Charlie. This is New Raiders Only, and in this video, I want to turn your attention to HellHades.com. This is a fan-made tool, website, blog, discussion area, an incredible place to learn a lot about Raid Shadow Legends. You could spend 100 hours going through new player guides, tier lists, clan bosses, the factions, the various tools and calculators that they've created for us. This is one of the places that you should be spending every single day learning after you watch my newest video, of course. By the way, if you find new player, budget, free-to-play Raid Shadow Legends videos interesting, consider subscribing to my channel, turn on notifications to never miss a video. I'm an enthusiast, not an expert. Help me become an expert together. Anyway, you can search for a particular champion. In this case, we're going to search for Uugo. Uugo, load. Of course, we have this. We click on that. And now we have a nice little Uugo guide. Last updated March 19th. Pretty recent, actually. So you can take a look at things like overall rating out of 5 stars. You can take a look at things like a discussion about why Uugo is good or bad, why you should be leveling them, how you should be leveling them, some ratings for the various activities in the game, like the campaign, the dungeons, the towers, faction wars, etc. There's even stats about, the arena, and in the different tiers of the arena, even in Gold 4, she's used some 28.37. It's not the highest, obviously. There's much higher than that. But she's very good in a lot of activities. But you might want to have a discussion about, how to build this champion. And you got to ask yourself a couple different things. How are you planning on using Uugo as the top of the list? If it's going to be for PvE stuff like campaign and dungeons and all of that, then here's the masteries that you're going to want to check out, right? This column over here in support, this column over here in offense, nothing on defense, right? Maybe you want to go into PvP like the arena, live arena, etc. Then this is the masteries that you're going to go with. This is not a bad plan, defense and support. Great in arena, PvP, right? And then you have blessings for the different types of things. Here are 2 ideas for blessings, okay? Awakened, cruelty, etc. And here are some of the gear recommendations down here. And this is where we begin our discussion on how I'm going to use my Uugo and how I would suggest you use your Uugo. Speed, I know this sounds like a broken record, but speed is at the top of the list on just about every single champion's wish list. Okay, speed as a stat is incredible. Makes you attack more frequently, and we don't need to go into the specifics on how speed exactly works. But I wanted to bring your attention to a nice little combo that low-level, entry-level, mid-level players with Uugo can take advantage of with her skill Maelstrom Rack. Okay, this ability is pretty serious. Attacks all enemies, 75% chance, increase to 100% as you level up that skill, 60% decreased defense debuff for 2 turns, right? And once you're level up, it's only a 3-turn cooldown. So basically, there's only 1 turn out of all of it that your enemy will not have the debuff. Of course, they can clear it with cleanses and all of that. 50% chance increased right? By placing a block buffs debuff on the opponents for 2 turns as well. It's 2 of the 3 turns. Remember, the chance of placing the block increases by 5% for each alive enemy. So the more enemies that are alive, the higher chance that the debuff will land. So what you do, and here's the play. What you do is you have your Uugo be slightly faster. I didn't mean to exit out of there. You have your Uugo be slightly faster than your primary attack champion. So for example, Supreme Gallic. Let's say we're pairing with Supreme Gallic. I'm a little slow here. I did a video talking about artifacts just yesterday or the day before, so I've unequipped some things and moved some stuff around. But if I apply Maelstrom Rack, right, this nice defense debuff, and block buffs on the enemy team, right? And then I follow it up with a big area of effect attack like Bloodshed Tempest or Unreasoning Outburst, attacks all enemies, 10% chance of getting a critical hit, but, you know, it goes up as you level up the skill with skill bucks. You have a really high chance of basically one-shotting entire groups of enemies after 2 rounds of attacks. So let's see if we can use this in action, just to kind of show you what it looks like. Again, my Supreme Gallic is, it's not where he needs to be as far as the stats. Let's just leave Uugo and Gallic in here against these two. I probably will still win against this team, but I just kind of want to show you how it works in action. My Uugo is faster, Maelstrom Rat goes out, defense debuffs, and then I'm using my that. Okay, so I didn't one-hit everybody, but pretty close. And Supreme Gallic does that health burn effect on the enemies, so they're slowly losing their health over time anyway. So using specific artifacts, you know, the ones that give your champions bonus speed, like specifically the speed set, or other items that could be good, say the Relentless set with speed stats on it, for example, right? Extra turn, small chance to get an extra turn. Or maybe the Destroy set with bonus speed on the items, or whatever good set you try to build them with. Add in the ring and the glyphs and accessories there, and then finally adding in the relic to kind of cap off the, wrong thing. Add in the relic and adjusting the mastery, and then finally the blessing. Your Uugo could be completely unique, and that's not something that you can say about a lot of other gacha style stacks and stacks of hero games here, champions, whatever the game calls them. In a lot of games, once you have a hero or a champion, everybody has basically the same one. No matter if it's, power level 1 or power level 1000 or whatever it ends up, being in that game. The level of customization is significantly higher in Raid Shadow Legends. So, again, if you found this video helpful, please consider subscribing. Turn on notifications to never miss a video. If you are thinking about trying out Raid Shadow Legends for the first time, or you've been gone for a while and thinking about coming back and giving it a shot, I can give you Uugo on day 1 using my URL in the description box down below. The pinned comment as well. You get Uugo, you can get Tagoar at level 15, you can get Grizzled Jarl and Chonoru a couple levels later after that, and on day 1 you can get Supreme Gallic, a legendary Void Affinity attack champion that pairs so well with Tagoar and Uugo. Yeah, let me know if that sounds good to you. I love you all. Good luck in Teleria.